The NBA playoffs are here. Joining us to serve up some stats, a lover of numbers, if you will, and ESPN.com writer Henry Abbott. It's time for us to get smarter, okay?
All right.
All right, let's do this. So last night, Lakers down 3. Kobe Bryant hits a three-pointer, ties the game. They go into OT, and the Lakers win. With that, LA clinched the second seed in the West.
Yep.
So Colin, he seemed money last night, but is he clutch?
Well, the Lakers organization is pretty clutch. I do think last second shot, 8 seconds left, he's in a tight group of players who I'd say, yes, I want taking it.
So you're saying yes.
He's clutch.
All right, let's find out what the numbers say. Henry?
All right, Henry.
I'm saying the highlights are messing up your head here. So the Lakers offense is amazing. His whole career, last 15 years, is the best offense in the NBA.
In the NBA.
In the crunch time over the same period, they are the 12th best offense. Very
I would
average.
blame Lamar Odom for that.
Yeah.
Difference here is this is Kobe time when he ball hogs instead of running the triangle, all that stuff. And it happened last night. Last night, before that big shot, he was 1 of 6. He had 5 misses before that in the last 5 minutes of regulation. And that's typical. Like Kobe's career in crunch time, he makes 1 out of 3 shots, which puts him average of all NBA players.
So who is clutch in the NBA?
Carmelo Anthony makes a lot of shots, but my guy is Chris Paul because the Hornets have by far the best offense in the NBA. I can't really explain why, but they score like crazy in crunch time, way better than any other team.
Wow.
Chris Paul.
We would have lost that little trivia, wouldn't we? Thanks to the Spurs' loss, and the Bulls' win last night, Chicago finished with the best record in the league. They now have home court advantage throughout the playoffs. Derrick Rose, MVP, averaged 25 points, 8 assists on the year. I, along with the rest of the media, have already anointed him the league's MVP.
Yes, you have.
Do you agree finally that he is?
I don't.
Come on.
I fall into the category of LeBron or Dwight Howard, but I am buried under an avalanche of Rose love. So I know I'm in the minority on this, but I don't think he's the MVP.
Okay, Henry, what do the numbers say?
Okay, so the story about Derrick Rose is if you take the regular box score stats, which John Hollinger has condensed nicely for us into one number, Derrick Rose's PR is 9th in the NBA.
9th.
Not first.
Why are you yelling at me?
But they say, well, look, he's so much more important to his team than any other player. That's the story,
That's
right?
what I thought.
Okay, well, when he's on the court, the Bulls outscore their opponents by 8.74 points per 100 possessions.
Okay.
When he's off the court, they're still really good, right? They're plus 6.3.
All right, let's see.
no.
Now,
This is Colin's choosing.
Have you heard of
fascinating.
this player, LeBron James? You may have heard of him. When he's on the court, the Heat are 10.33 points better.
I've never seen a number that big.
Do you know how much better they are when he's off the court?
-4.
1.0.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
That is a 9-point differential, Henry.
Hey,
I don't
come
like
back tomorrow for tomorrow's show if you could. I'd really enjoy that.
Let's just move on. I didn't like this one. The Nuggets enter the playoffs as the 5th seed. Their matchup is against the 4th-seeded Thunder. First round. It's been a roller coaster season in Denver with Carmelo Anthony and all that drama.
Yeah.
But since the big trade, the Nuggets have actually looked pretty good. So, will they upset the Thunder, Colin?
A lot of people think so. I think the Thunder's the second best team in the league, and I say no way. I say they have a bunch of B players, and in the history of the NBA, it's hard to win titles with B players, and it's hard to beat good teams with B players.
I've heard some good arguments, though, why this could actually happen. Henry, what do you think?
Did you say the Thunder are the second best team in the
I
league?
like the Thunder.
I haven't heard that. Okay, margin of victory is a very geeky sounding thing, but what it is how many points do you win by on average?
Yeah.
That is a better predictor of who's going to do well in the playoffs than anything else we're aware of.
Really?
Right? If you're going to Vegas, take your margin of victory with you. Over the last 20 games, the Thunder are +8, which is excellent. One of the best teams in the league.
Like that LeBron number previously.
All right, you want to guess on the Nuggets here? They are
4.
11.
Oh!
Tied with the Bulls.
Henry, we do appreciate you stopping by.
Oh, no. We have more.
So I picked the Nuggets here. I picked the Nuggets in this series.
Look at that. Okay, so Bulls have the best record. The Celtics are the defending champs. The Heat have the big 3. Going into the playoffs, experts are actually split about which team is coming out of the East. So, Colin, everyone knows that you love the Heat.
I do.
But really, who do you think?
No,
will
I
win
think
the
it's.
East?
I think.
No, really.
No, I like Miami.
Come
I will
on.
say this: they've got 2 superstars and another ancillary star.
And a half.
And this league and they're defensive minded. This is not showboat time. This team's a very good defensive team. I like the Heat.
Sticking with the Heat, Henry. Is he
Heat
right?
are good. You can make a case for the Heat. Let's talk about defensive efficiency. So this is all night long. You're playing against us. How many points do you score per 100 possessions? Per game, doesn't matter. Remember, there used to be in the NBA, people would score 12 points in a game because on offense they would just sit on the ball, literally.
Right.
Well, that's not good defense. That's holding the ball. Same thing happens here. So if you count the number of possessions, the Heat are giving up 100.7 points per 100 possessions. That's 5th in the NBA. Celtics 97.8. The Bulls are right here at 97.4.
Whoa.
Number one. Best defense in the NBA right there.
Does that translate to titles?
Yeah, I mean,
will.
as much as anything, like you got to have offensive efficiency too, but defensive efficiency is about as important as anything in predicting titles. So
I need margin of victory and defensive
Yeah, but you just told
efficiency.
me 2 minutes ago the Bulls stink. I'm confused.
I never actually heard him say that. No, I did not hear you say that, Henry. Of course you are.
I said Derrick Rose isn't the only difference maker for them.
Okay.
All right,
This
Knicks.
is why they're good.
Okay, I can't. This is what we're talking about. Finished regular season 6th in the East.
The Knicks.
6th. They match up with the Celtics in the first round of the playoffs. Now, they swept the Knicks over the season series, but New York got Carmelo and Amari to win playoff games.
Right.
Do you think there's a possibility the Knicks upset Boston?
I don't, because I just don't think they make stops in the half court. And it seems to me in the last 20 years in the NBA, it becomes very much a half court game. You don't get the easy baskets you do in the regular season. They don't make enough stops for me.
So you don't like their defense?
I don't like their defense in
Henry?
half court situations.
Sean, you're talking sense right there. So,
Finally.
so we don't have good stats for individual defense. They don't really exist. We don't know how to do it. We have plus minus, which is like the hockey stat, right? Where it's like,
Right.
hey, you're on the floor. How's your team
I love
do?
that stat.
Yeah, you're
Okay.
real big on that.
So as it happens, so that's an attempt to include defense. Paul Pierce, number 1 in the NBA. When he's on the floor, the Celtics outscore their opponents like
Oh,
Wow.
that's big.
Number 2 happens to be his teammate Kevin
Wow.
Garnett.
That worked out.
Two
But then-
smart veterans.
The Knicks have
actually
some big
kinda cool.
stars, though, right? Let's check
Okay.
it out. Amari Stoudemire. He
I'm
must
going to go
be-
low. 3, 4.
Well, they're not as good a team.
Oh!
Wow.
Now,
1.
I got this from Website Basketball Value. They're at the top 50. He did not make the top 50.
No, he
Wow.
did not.
How about his buddy Carmelo?
No, I'm going to say low also. Yeah, I'm going to go 1.7.
How about this?
He's a liability.
Henry, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
How did this team make the playoffs?
They are the worst defensive team in the playoffs. Like they have a very good offense, but this is a problem.
Wow,
Judging
D'Antoni sees this.
Judging from that, they should trade both those guys for Wilson Chandler. I don't understand those numbers. How do they win a game? It's incredible.
We don't know.